downhill.
All righty, here we go. The electrifying Cam Ross from the goal line is going to bring it out. You better watch this guy. And all the way out across the 30-yard line. Man, he is something, both in the return game and the receiving game. Well, Chandler Morris, it's been a long journey for this young man out of Dallas, Texas. Started his college career at Oklahoma, went to TCU a couple of years ago when the Horned Frogs played in the national championship game. He was a backup, became a starter the following year, was playing great, got hurt, lost his job, played at North Texas last year, and now at Virginia. And the first play, the snap, the handoff is bobbled, and I think Washington State on the first play of the game were the Cougars able to get it. No signal given officially yet. Oh, they're saying it's an incomplete pass.
I was going to say, you don't want to start off just like that on your home field. Fortunate that was an incomplete pass.
Boy, no kid. Trying to put it in the hands of Trell Harris.
Yeah, I mean, just an easy toss. You know, I think he was just excited. First play of the game. He was ready to get up out of there.
So again, we talked about the ticker. You had the double overtime game the last time. The Wahoos were at home, and now the first play of the game. He nearly gave it away. Morris can run. And he just falls down. I'm not sure he was trying to go down that early. But he is more than capable of ripping off some big runs.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about him. Him being very dynamic all the way around. He is the ultimate competitor for them. You can see he wears the helmet, the walk, the swagger. One of his favorite players is Baker Mayfield. So he prides himself on having that kind of moxie and attitude. What a year Baker Mayfield is having. He's right in the very heart of things for the NFL MVP this year. 3rd down and 9 for Virginia. Washington State can really get after the quarterback. Dangerous throw there. And he had an eye on his big target, Jahmal Edrine. It was incomplete. So a 3 and out. This Cougars defense now, they can get after you. Yeah, they've done an awesome job right there, bringing some pressure, but also in the secondary, they've been very, very physical. So they were smart right there to, you know, not just take the bait and still rush and cover. Daniel Sparks on the punt. Tony Freeman standing back inside of his own 30. The last 3 games against Washington, Colorado State, and Ole Miss. 19 tackles for loss from this Washington State Cougar defense. Good play on special teams there. And after a 51-yard boot, a 7-yard return. And here comes the offense. Under the offensive coordinator, Bobby Freund. Quarterback, Zevi Eckhaus had an unbelievable career at Bryant for 3 years. Came to Washington State a season ago. Played in 3 games, made 1 start. That was a bowl game, and all he did against Syracuse was run for a touchdown, throw for 3, and 363 yards. Oh, he looked outstanding in that bowl game, which made them think like, oh, we actually might have one right here. So they allowed to keep him here and compete for the starting job. And it's interesting that even on that bowl game, he was not the starter when this season began. Short game on 1st down. Catch made by the tight end, Trey Lechner. Yeah, super interesting. Just his story in general this year. Jackson Carter being the starter and not being able to produce what they wanted. Threw many interceptions earlier this year, and they wanted somebody a little more dynamic, a little more mobile, and they felt Zevi Eckhaus was that person. And they said they misunderstood just the effect he has on this team as a leader and as a winner. Well, he had an excellent game last week against Ole Miss, and there's a 1st down completion out to the 35-yard line. Yeah, watching Zevi Eckhaus on film, the one thing that he does extremely well is he throws a wonderfully catchable football. It does have some zip on it, but I mean, just the way it's effortless the way he releases the football, and it's so catchable. You'll notice that throughout this game. And that was the guy you were talking about. That's their number 3 quarterback that just caught that pass. They put them both in the game at the same time. They did it against Ole Miss. That was Julian Duggar who made the reception. And again, Eckhaus to throw it. And finds right down the right sideline Joshua Meredith.
And that is all the way inside the 45 to the 43.
Yeah, he runs a dive corner where he starts in like a slant, goes upfield and breaks it off to the corner. But again, you saw a beautifully delivered football from Zevi Eckhaus.
22-yard gain to Meredith, who is their second leading wide receiver behind number 0, Tony Freeman. This is a young man who transferred from South Dakota State. That is Kirby Voorhees. He carried it 10 times for 88 yards, including a 46-yard touchdown run last week in Oxford, Mississippi, when the Cougars nearly shocked the college football world.
Yeah, he's pound for pound one of the best on this team in terms of catching the football out of the backfield, running, and also he's really good in pass protection.
And we mentioned that's where the head coach came from, Jimmy Rogers. Only 38 years young, taking over this Washington State program. Meredith appears to be very close to a first down. Might be, depending on the spot. I mean, it's right there, and it's good enough for a first down.
Yeah, I was impressed with Zevi Eckhaus, just his timing and delivering of the football. Just as a former receiver, you love the way he gets the football to you immediately, but it's catchable where you can make a football move. And so you're going to notice that right there. It was a quick, short throw, but he was able to make a football move to get the first down.
So you're an expert as a defensive back where you played longer than a decade. As a wide receiver, you were really good there, and you were a great return man.
I was all ACC receiver. People don't know that. They don't know that. Just a football player.
That's exactly right.
The previous play is under further review of the ruling of the field of the first down.
Yeah, we were wondering about the spot on that ball. It was very close to being a first down. They gave him the spot good enough for a first down, and they're going to have a look at it.
Yeah, Yeah, it is worth reviewing. You hear the term, the cliche, it's a game of inches, but it really is. Because now it changes the whole game plan if it ends up being fourth down.
We welcome all of you along the entire CW network. Many watching Xfinity Racing today. And here on the opening drive, after a 3-and-out for Virginia on offense, Washington State a couple of first downs, and they're hoping for yet another depending on the spot, which was originally ruled good enough for a first down, and replay is having a look to confirm or deny. And it would be, if they didn't get it, it would be a third down and about a foot, if that.
Yeah, going back to them bringing in Julian Duggar, I was telling you right before we went on the air, I'm like, hey, this guy will line up anywhere. Like, even though he's not one of the main quarterbacks, he will come in there and do some dynamic things. He was a dual threat quarterback in high school, so sometimes you'll see two quarterbacks.
The runner was just short of the line to gain. It'll be third down.
Okay, there you have it. Rogers was a great player. One of the most famed high school football programs in America. Hamilton High School out of Chandler, Arizona. Was a great player at South Dakota State. Had over 300 tackles. And he took over for John Steigermeyer after 26 years as head coach at South Dakota State. So third down and less than a yard. Eckhaus will take it himself and looks to have enough for the first down. All right, let's take a look at our impact players, brought to you by Old Spice. Will Blackman.
Impact players. So we saw Tony Freeman return the punts, and Kirby Voorhees already had an outstanding run this game. And then for defense, you got Daniel Rickard and you got Mitchell Melton, two guys that are going to cause some havoc on the defensive line.
When Melton is coming off back-to-back monster games.
Yeah, that's a grown man right there.
Wins against Florida State and Louisville.
They both play the bandit position, and sometimes you'll see them both on the field at the same time.
They're looking for the home run ball into the end zone, and it's caught, and it is a touchdown for Joshua Meredith. How about that? A 32-yard touchdown pass, and the Cougars say, here we are, Charlottesville.
I'm low-key speechless. That ball.
And 13th in the country in third down defense. So make sure you get that done on third down, fellas. That might be key in this game today.
That's great stuff, Wes. Thank you. Our Impact Players brought to you by Old Spice, Will Blackman.
On the Cavaliers, Jahmal Edrine, he is just their all-purpose back. 8 TDs so far this year. And for Washington State, Bobby Terrell, he's just an absolute menace. His name is Bobby because of Bobby Boucher from the Water Boy. He's going to be all over the field tonight.
It looks like him a little bit, doesn't he? All righty, second go-round now for Chandler Morris. Native of Highland Park, Texas, right outside of Dallas. Hit on 70% of his passes, 11 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. And looking for any running room and making something out of nothing is Jamari Taylor, who's rushed for 465 yards, better than 5 yards per carry. Also has 17 catches out of the backfield. There you see, first time all year long. The opponent strikes first against Virginia.
Well, they had great preparation against Ole Miss to get ready for this. That was the one thing talking to the Virginia staff. They were like, look, when they saw that on tape, it really put them on notice. Like, okay, we can't mess around with this team.
Yeah, I mean, he talked about how hard they play. Now Morris looking for it all. And it is caught by Taylor, and then no, it came out of there. Franzel, the linebacker, running with him.
This is textbook. He just goes in and plays the hands and fights all the way to the ground. The play is never over until it's over.
Wow.
That is textbook on how to play that route right there.
Tell you what, this linebacking core for Washington State, you better keep an eye on this group now. They come after you. Franzel, Polano, who wears 0, Parker McKenna, number 44. So now third down for the Cavaliers. Incomplete, looking for a flag on that far sideline, and not one there. So back-to-back 3 and outs for UVA, and Morris has to get up off the deck.
Yeah, they were allowed to get some pressure right on. You see Bobby right there already causing havoc, and on the secondary, they're playing tight, sticky coverage.
Telling you, that game last week now, you go back and watch that game. And this Washington State defense only gave up 24 points to Ole Miss. Ole Miss scored 35 against Georgia in a loss tonight. That punt all the way back inside the 15. That is a 58-yard. Boy, do we ever in Clemson today without Cade Klubnik, who got rolled up on his ankle. First down throw and miscommunication there. Second down and 10 for Washington State. 7-0 lead. Second possession for the Cougars, who marched down the field on its only possession for a touchdown.
Yeah, you saw a matchup he liked in the outside with Meredith. That just ended his perfect streak so far. But yeah, he was looking for a back shoulder, and looking, Meredith was just trying to get up the field for a fade.
We got SMU next week. The Mustangs have still not lost a conference game since 2022 when they played in the AAC.
Yeah, I'm already hearing Chris Johnson's name scoring touchdowns already.
No kidding. Here's Voorhees, powerful running, cuts it back to the inside. Nice pickup on second down. Tell you, this guy's a good-looking back, man.
He really is. Every time Voorhees gets the football, he's always falling forward. You rarely see him get knocked back. He has incredible pad level and strength for this offense. So usually, every time he gets the football, it's a positive play.
Well, you heard Wes Bryant talk about how good Virginia's been on defense on third down. Well, they've not stopped them yet tonight. At least on the opening possession. What will the Cavaliers do on a third down and 5? Blown dead before it ever started, which generally means a false start.
Prior to the stop, false start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty, third down.
And That is a right guard, A.J. Vaipulo. And there's a change at right tackle. Christian Hilborn unable to go due to injury. So Jalen Caldwell gets a start at right tackle. Another false start, and that is on Tony Freeman, the wide receiver.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 0. 5-yard penalty, third down.
You were talking about game of inches, you know, a game of yards, right? I mean, it was a 3rd and 5, and now back-to-back false starts. You're almost in your own end zone, and you're facing 3rd and 15.
Yeah, now you have Coach Freud having to go to different calls now, right? You have 3rd and 5, which is one play call. Looks like it was a run, 3rd and 10. Now you're at 3rd and 15, so now you're just trying to find a way to get better position, either first down or better field position to punt the ball.
Four-man rush, and just nothing there. So the Wahoos helped by back-to-back false starts. Get off the field on 3rd down and 15 and should get very good field position. And man, you better not take your eyes off this punt return, because this cat is mighty good back there, Cam Ross.
Yeah, Cam is just absolutely lightning in the bottle. If he catches it and he has a lane, he can get dangerous.
What another booming punt. And here's Ross spinning his way out across the 40. Good field position indeed. 10-yard return after a 50.
And then there were 3.
That's right. Then there were 3. Miami, the shocker last night. 4 Carson Beck interceptions. First down. Here's Morris being hunted from behind. Gets it away. And the catch is made by Edrine. Big pickup on first down. 29 yards.
Yeah, and this is the dynamic ability of Chandler Morris. First of all, he has plenty of time, looks down the field as he's running, and then boom, finds his receiver.
Yeah, Jahmal Edrine's a big man. And on first down, good strong run, gain of 7, maybe 8 by Jamari Taylor. But Miami, I tell you what, Louisville's a good team. Ask Virginia, they'll tell you.
Yeah, Coach Brom has been doing a great job for years with that program.
They went down to Miami last night and took it to the Hurricanes, coming off that overtime loss against these Virginia Cavaliers. Louisville's only lost 1 game in the conference. And then Duke today at home.
The change will be reset.
Falls to Georgia Tech, who overall remains undefeated this year. You know, somebody be saying, wait a minute now, didn't I read that Virginia lost a game earlier this year to NC State? You know what? You would be correct. But it was not in a really odd sort of negotiation where they wanted to keep some of these rivalries alive when they expanded the conference and so on and so forth. And so those 2 teams played, but it was not counted as a conference game. 3rd down and a yard for Virginia. Tell you what, I don't know. It is very close. And he did get enough for the first down. Yep, they'll give it to him.
Yeah, Coach Elliott, when we spoke to him about Jamari Taylor, they were just saying, like, hey, he may be small in terms of being 5'9", 200, but he is a powerful back. Unbelievable contact balance and some speed.
Now they have Xavier Brown who checks into the game. And this is a run play. This is Ross to the end zone. Cam Ross, a 19-yard touchdown run and a point after away here in Charlottesville from tying this baby up.
Yeah, we talked about Cam being the spark plug for this entire team. Right there on the reverse. 6.
Point after by Will Bettridge. Makes it a 7-7 affair.
We're going to fake the counter, and then you'll see Sage Ennis whip around, catch the block. And then Cam Ross.
So after 3 and outs on their first 2 drives for a total of 3 yards, Tony Elliott's offense on its 3rd possession, 59 yards and a touchdown. The fastest growing cable network in all of television is News Nation. News Nation respects all Americans and is news for all Americans. To find News Nation on your screen, go to newsnationnow.com.
For the Cougar defense, an area of concern for them that you talked about with the missed tackles. And you saw that right there. He had a wide open tackle on Cam Ross and just missed it, allowing them to score.
Ross had 204 all-purpose yards in 1 game this year, which included a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. All right, now Washington State comes back on offense, tied for the first time tonight. 4:48 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, they were stalled on that last drive. A couple penalties set them back, creating a 3rd and long. So for them, it's imperative that they stay away from that, where they can just have a positive drive like the first time.
Washington State wins this year against Idaho, San Diego State, and at Colorado State. They've had losses in North Texas against Washington, and then that 3-point loss a week ago against Ole Miss. Voorhees off the left side of his quarterback, who will throw it on first down. And it's intercepted on the first play of this drive. And that is Donovan Platt, who had a fumble recovery for a touchdown against Louisville a couple of weeks ago. And that's his first INT of the year.
Yeah, he's just working on, he's trying to throw the time route, but outside you see Donovan Platt almost as if he had a Washington State jersey on himself. He just plays the football. You're in position, you see the football, go get it. All right. Break it up, guys, break it up, break it up, break it up.
A little John from Cam there. All right, so the game's first turnover. And Virginia starts this drive and plus side of the field at the 40. Xavier Brown in the backfield takes a pitch. Washington State trying to rip that ball out of his right arm, but he had it tucked tightly in there. Brown's a good back now. Season ago, rushed for nearly 500 yards for Virginia.
Yeah, he's a reliable change of pace for this offense. Just a big back who would go in there and be productive for them.
They'll give it to him again. Short of a first down by a yard to the 31, wrapped up by Parker McKenna, who leads this team in tackles. 3rd down for Virginia. Probably safe to assume that this would be a 4-down territory depending on what happens here on 3rd down for Tony Elliott.
Yeah, I can agree with that, just based on the momentum, right? They had that huge 3rd down stop, and then now they had the touchdown, now they got a turnover. So based on how things are going, why not? Coach Elliott talked about stepping on the gas and staying on it. Don't let anybody come back up to breathe.
Fake the pitch. Morris looking to the end zone, and incomplete. Excellent coverage back there. So let's see. Are they going to go 4th down? Yep, offense staying on the field, and they're going to bring in Jamari Taylor to replace Xavier Brown in the backfield.
Yeah, keep in mind, too, with Jahmal Taylor, he's also a very good receiver for this offense. So look for them to create matchups there as well. For 4th and 1, you got this grown offensive line.
Well, they bring in an extra offensive lineman on the right side, York. And they're going to throw it. Boy, you wonder about that decision made by the play caller, Desmond Kitchens. You've got a running back that averages over 5 yards per carry, and what a stop right there for the Washington State defense.
Yeah, you can see the Sam linebacker here, Caleb Frenzel, just being very, very disciplined in his assignment, staying there, staying home, comes up and makes the tackle on the 4th down stop.
Well, you see so much of that football today. 3rd and 4th down and a yard, half a yard, and teams decide to try and trick you and throw the football. Sometimes it works.
But I still like the decision. Like I'm big on momentum. You're in a great field position right now. Defense is kicking butt by all means.
Oh yeah, I don't think going for it is where people might have a quarrel in any form or fashion. I think you're spot on, Mr. Black. Right now, boy, he's not going anywhere. Bottled up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the great thing about on defense, once you get a turnover, especially early in the game, everybody else gets real excited. And now they're going to pin their ears back and try to make more plays themselves.
That's Jason Hammond down at the bottom of that file. Angel Johnson, #1, checks in the backfield for the first time. They hand it off to him. Tries to break it to the outside. It breaks a couple of tackles and has first down yardage. It looked like Mitchell Melton had him wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage, and somehow he escaped at a gain of 15.
Yeah, Angel Johnson last year averaged 7 yards a carry. And you see right here, just been able to get up the field and break these tackles.
That's a big hit right there.
And that play. Yeah, that's Daniel Ricker, who came from the Bandit side. So you showed his hustle right there, getting all the way, making that tackle from the D-line position.
It's a good run by Angel Johnson, who will stay in the game. They hand it to him once more, and another excellent run. That'll be a gain of close to 10, if not 10. And another first down for the Cougars.
Yeah, on that run, Angel showed great vision and great patience.
He's short. They marked him again, a half a yard short. Second down and less than a yard. Voorhees checks back in there. And he'll get it. And he'll get it. As in first down.
Yeah, that's just a staple run game for them on short yardage. Have the tight end. He's offset and he comes over, kicks out block for a downhill run.
So you look at now this 4th drive. The first drive, Washington State goes right down the field and scores. Second drive, they have a 3rd and 5, false start 3rd and 10, false start 3rd and 15, punt it. First play on the 3rd drive, pick. And now here moving the football. Voorhees, flag comes in late. He's dropped for a 1-yard loss. Man, there's some serious pushing and shoving, and there's an injured player for Washington State. There was a defender, I believe that was Platt, who got tied up with a wide receiver on the far sideline.
Yeah, I believe Lechner was set on this.
Illegal shift, offense, number 23, number 18, not spinning before the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
But no flag on that shove out of bounds. 7-7 game. This could be the final play of the opening quarter. So a first down and 15 for the Cougars. Need to get to just inside the 30 to get a first down. Quarterback going to run it. A nice pickup of 4 yards. And that will be the final play of this opening quarter. An exciting quarter. Couple of big plays for touchdowns. Washington State striking first. And then the touchdown run by Ross. 7-7, end of a quarter in Charlottesville. Team is at home out west for Oregon State. Ryan Leaf. Unbelievable career he had, of course, for the Cougars. Second down run by the quarterback, Eckhaus. Some of the numbers from the opening quarter, some of the highlights anyway. 120 yards of offense for the Cougars, 70 for UVA. Took advantage of the turnover, cashing in on a touchdown.
Yeah, 2 big plays from the receivers on each side of the football. So now back to another third down. Wes talked about the success for UVA on third down, but it's vital that Washington State converts this, gets in red zone.
Freeman in motion, ball batted into the air and almost intercepted. That was Maddox Marcellus who nearly picked it off. It looked like it was tipped by Jason Prevard.
Looked like running back Maxwell Woods turned into a DB for a second. Got the PBU.
That's right. So now Washington State will punt. Ryan Harris.
Got to get Maxwell to Coach Bobbitt, get some reps over there on defense. That was textbook. That was a heads-up play. High IQ football right there to not let them pick it off.
Try to pin him inside the 5 or 10 yard line here, and Ross bobbled it after a fair catch at the 7. Starting the season off right and get game day ready. Scan the QR code on your television to shop for team swag and game day essentials from the CW Football Saturday Shop. Brought to you by Dick's. Every season starts.
I did go to Dick's Sporting Goods and got my son some sneakers this time.
You reached in that wallet too, didn't you?
You know what? Listen,
not too bad.
There's no price tag.
That's right.
Take care of the kids.
That's right. Well, as long as they're playing hard.
That's
Take them away if they don't play.
I'm not taking away.
Take them away. Come on. First down throw by Morris, and that gives him a little wiggle room. That'll be a first down reception made by Trell Harris. He leads the team in receiving yards, second most receptions. Coming back after playing just 4 games a year ago after an injury, following his transfer from Kent State.
Yeah, they talked about Trell having juice. He got the NFL juice, man. That guy is built for the NFL based on his ability.
Big hit as Cameron Courtney touches a football for the first time in the game. Back-to-back passing plays, generating good yardage for the Wahoos. And a lot of changes, up front, Wes Bryant for Virginia. It's amazing. They brought in 7 offensive linemen out of the portal. 5 of them already hurt, and 2 more have since gone down.
That's right, but in that room, they have a motto called FIST, 5 individuals strong together. They have used that to be productive and to lead this team no matter who's in the lineup for the Cavaliers.
That's a great point, Wes Bryant. I mean, tonight you've got the mainstays on the left side, Mikhail Boley, and I know you'll have more Wes on him later. They think he's bound for the NFL. Noah Joseph is the left guard, but Brady Wilson, the center, is out. Drake Metcalf is moved to center. Kevin Wigginton is now the right guard, and Jack Whitmer is back in there at right tackle.
And the cool thing with Whitmer is he played a lot of football last year and then, came into battling for this position. Then because of injuries, he now is bolstered back into that position to protect that right side.
That's a great point. Converted tight end is Whitmer. Third down. 5 to go into the hands of Ross, and he did not get a first down, so the Cavaliers are going to have to punt it. There's no way you're going here 4th down. inside your own 30-yard line.
Yeah, that'd be aggressive, Tony.
I mean, Morris was politicking. Coach Elliott saying, no, not happening.
But that's a huge stop for Washington State. I talked earlier about them having issues tackling as they did in Ole Miss, and right there having some really good tackles on the perimeter on this drive.
Tony Freeman stands back at his own 25. Sparks hit one a season-long 58. His last punt, and a false start will back up a little early.
False start. Offense, number 4. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
It's like Christian Charles left a little too early on that one. I'll tell you what, playing gunner out there on punt coverage is a dangerous place, okay? There's no rules out there. They just beat you up. Only the real ones survive out there, running down on punt.
So now Sparks stands at his own 10. Much shorter punt. And that ball pretty much checks up. Not much of a roll. It'll be down at the 32-yard line.
We used to being the top dog.
Yeah.
And the FCS, and for him this was an adjustment, but expectations are still high. He's already, like I told you, laying forward, being super powerful. We talked about expectations being super high. Even last week with the Ole Miss, it's like, yes, that was a good battle for us, but we don't want any more victories, because he said, reality, we should have won that game. We should have done that. Then we also talked to him about FCS, the competition. He was like, look, he said group of 6 is no different. Like, there's no difference in terms of the group of 6. And he's like, I'm going to take this energy to this team, and we're going to compete. Expect nothing less.
Yeah, I found it so interesting to expand on that a little bit, the difference between the FBS and the FCS and all that kind of thing. He said, look, at some of the big powers, is Ed Strong running right there. For the first time today, the first time we've called the name of Leo Pulalasi. Good run. Gain of 9. But he said, look, you know, could you beat one of the Power 4 big boys like Ole Miss, for lack of a better term, right? Could you beat them 10 out of 10? No. Could you beat them 7 out of 10? Doubt it. But 1 out of 10? He said, now, you know, with your depth and so forth, it'd be hard to come back week after week after week after week. He said, but make no mistake, guys can play at this level. We're seeing it with a bunch of guys that have transferred from South Dakota State to this Washington State team. And there's a second down carry, and that's good enough for a yard. Once more, couple of yards for Pulalasi, and that's a first down.
We've seen it right now with this backfield. Using all the running backs here being productive.
Despite having that monster bowl game in his only start last year, and I mean unbelievable Holiday Bowl against Syracuse for Eckhaus. Threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for another, 363 passing yards. He did not win the starting job in training camp. This will be his 4th start since taking over for Jackson Potter.
Delay of game. Defense with disconcerting signals. Number 9. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, sometimes if a defensive line barks the snap, or they can yell a cadence,
gotcha,
that's delay of game on the defense.
So they whistled that against Jordan Robinson, right corner. So 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 5 at the Virginia 35-yard line. And to throw it. Good protection. Breaks down. They dump it off out of the backfield once more. Cutting back to the inside and diving close to the 27 is again Leo Pulalasi out of Tacoma, Washington, a redshirt sophomore. 17 yards.
Yeah, just good protection there. Is able to find his outlet receiver, a running back rather, who became the receiver in that situation.
You know, he had 8 catches all year long. He's had a couple of them.
Yeah, you notice with this offense, every single play, you'll see a shift, you'll see a motion, something to make this defense think and not just stand still and pin their ears back to attack.
Good Strong running and into the open field. Another first down and close to the 5-yard line is Leo Pulalasi. Man, he's come in and ignited this offense.
Yeah, but you're seeing blocks everywhere by this offensive line and just him able to run through tackles, keeping his feet turning, head down, stiff arming. The message is clear. They came in and they're ready to just attack. We're not trying to trick anything. We're not trying to do anything on the side. We're just going to come and attack.
Now, they've scored every time. They haven't scored a touchdown every time.
Yeah, so they are perfect in the red zone. I notice here in the red zone, their success because they really attack the perimeter. They don't really throw the ball over the middle. They go outside with their plays.
Quarterback keeper and just short of the goal line, as that was Voorhees who took that snap. So they had the quarterback in the game, but had Voorhees take the direct snap, and he's down to the 1-yard line.
That is impressive, right? Perfect in the red zone.
And stuffed right at the goal line. They tried to get the quarterback this time, Eckhaus, to take it in. 3rd down and goal.
But yeah, when you're able to throw outside, you're kind of safe, right? Because you're able to limit turnovers. I saw 1 touchdown in the red zone that was across the middle just because it was cover 0 and they beat them on a slant. But you're going to see a lot of swing passes, a lot of rollouts, some outside zone. Really attacking the perimeter has been keeping them safe from not turning the ball over or being unsuccessful in the red zone.
All right, 2 wide receivers split out. An extra tight end checks into the game and an extra offensive lineman into the game. Voorhees bounced off a tackle and gets into the end zone. And again, they get the quarterback keeper there, Eckhaus. Well, I tell you, they keep you on your toes there. Eckhaus goes into the end zone. That is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Yeah, Levin, when in doubt, leave it in his hands, right? Let him go make a play.
Jack Stevens for the point after to try and make it a 7-point Washington State lead, and it is good. So here with 6:35 to go, a second impressive drive for the Cougars. Faked the handoff. Eckhaus kept it himself. Good game. I mean, we expected a good game. Look, Virginia's having a really good year, but they're not at the point yet, obviously. I don't know if anybody really is in college football on any given night where, I'm not going to say you take somebody for granted, but, you know, Washington State came to play. It's by and large by Washington State. Only 4 first downs, 91 total yards. Their only touchdown followed a Washington State interception. So 6:35 to go until halftime, and we'll see if Chandler Morris and company can get things into gear, and it's not going to get started on the right foot on a false start.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's John Rogers. Backup tight end. They're without Dakota Twitty, who gets most of the backup tight end playing time. And Rogers will fill in for him tonight. Morris going to keep it himself. And up across the 20 to the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. 2nd down upcoming.
And Big West, I'm hearing it's getting a little chippy down there. Is that true? You hearing anything?
Yeah, I've seen some shoving matches going on, and this Virginia team, they get frustrated. You know how it is, Will, when you're supposed to dominate a team and it's not going your way. Guys start to get a little angry down there.
You never did you, Wes?
Oh, yeah, I definitely did. I was with
Wes was talking. You know Wes was talking.
Yeah, dirty blocks, whole 9.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. That's why we love Wes. He tells it like it is, man. Just like he does on Charlotte radio Monday through Friday. Pitch and catch to Ross, and he's denied the 30-yard line. So to bring up 3rd down and let's call it 6, it's a big play.
Yeah, you can see Chandler Morris on that last run, almost like he fell on his shoulder. He's wincing a little bit there. Fortunately, it's his other arm, not the throwing arm, but we'll keep eyes on that throughout the game.
Virginia 1 of 5 on 3rd down, so the reception by Harris gets them up to the 30. So a 3rd down and 5. Morris just throws it out of bounds. He didn't mean to throw it out of bounds, but just miscommunication there, and that was an ugly set of downs for Virginia, and Morris might be hurt. He is favoring that left arm, left shoulder. He's feeling something right now.
Yeah, he almost threw it as if he just wanted to get out of the down and get to the sideline.
They're going to put him in the medical tent right away. Booming punt here by Sparks, driving Freeman all the way back to the 5. You've got some room, though, and a nice return out to the 18-yard line. Well, the newest show in the iconic TV series Law & Order Toronto, Criminal Intent, is on the CW. Same series and same team that brought you the originals. Law & Order Toronto, Criminal Intent, new episode Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on the CW. So you have under 5 minutes, 4:56 till halftime. Remember now, Washington State won the toss and deferred to getting the ball until the second half. And that tent, there are a lot of people holding their breath right now about word on Chandler Morris. He's having such an excellent season for the upstart Wahoos. 4 he's for a yard.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look. It was a design quarterback run. And yeah, it's just tough. You got a big man landing on you right there.
Yeah, driving out left shoulder, it looked like right in the ground.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
And he does not look too happy over there on that sideline. A coach's son, Tony Elliott, worked alongside his dad on the Clemson staff. His dad, a former head coach in college football at both Arkansas and SMU. Perfect throw on the run by Eckhaus.
And these are the throws I'm talking about. It looks so effortless, but it has perfect zip, velocity, but it's catchable at the same time. Going back to Chandler Morris, he looked like he re-aggravated his shoulder against Stanford. But yeah, this is the football I'm talking about. Look at that.
Yeah.
Just, you can see the laces and the stripes. You can read the wording on the football. But going back to quarterback for Virginia, Chandler Morris, he injured it versus Stanford, and it looks like he re-aggravated that same shoulder. So yeah, we'll keep a look on that still.
It's a 12-yard gain on a completion to Meredith, who had a touchdown early in the game. Pair of running backs check in here on each side of Eckhaus, and he hands it to Voorhees. Wrapped up by Landon Danley.
But even on those 1-2 yard runs, they're still falling forward. That's a sign of a good play, of a good running back.
And the other thing, you keep the clock going here, you know.
Well, you said they're getting the ball, so
yeah.
let's go into our 4-minute offense and try to come away with some kind of points.
Washington State, all 3 timeouts, plus you have the 2-minute timeout stoppage. A 2nd down and 8. Play action, blitz coming. Running back fell down, and a little shovel pass, and it's caught by Voorhees in a 1st down. How about that work by the quarterback, Zevi Eckhaus?
Zevi Eckhaus, by way of Rhode Island, Bryan College, baby. Well, it's Bryan College when I grew up. It's Bryan University now. I used to go there and watch the Patriot practices.
Did you really?
Yeah. Steve Grogan out there back in the day.
Yeah. He was a good one, too, now, for a long time. How about that? The running back had fallen down.
Right, trying to make a chip block. He looked for him earlier and couldn't find him.
Meredith takes a big shot before being run out of bounds over there by Maddox Marcellus.
That was a meeting of the minds right there. That was a collision. I said every week, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it.
Well, stay tuned for the final 2 minutes of the half, presented by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. All Washington State so far.
It's messed up.
That is messed up. Hey, come on. You got to cut him a little slack, don't you? This is the quarterback, and that's good enough for a first down. It'll move the change to the Virginia 45-yard line. Again, Washington State with all 3 timeouts remaining after that 10-yard run.
Now Washington State's getting into their 4-minute offense. A lot of QB design runs, a lot of direct runs. Right up the middle, his offensive line is doing a heck of a job, by the way. Just pushing this Cavalier defensive line back, and they're just in complete control right now. Washington State is able to do whatever they want on offense, and this must be a great feeling.
I mean, remember, were it not for an interception thrown by Eckhaus, Virginia wouldn't have a touchdown in this game. And wide open down the middle of the field, and making the reception right there is Leon Neal Jr. He had a couple of catches. In the Ole Miss win, that is their loss. That is a gain of 17 yards.
Hey, Big West, it looks like they're just blowing the Cavalier defensive line off the ball.
They struggled. This is a defensive team that struggled this year, but they've gotten by on their optimism getting turnovers, so I'm sure they're going to be looking for one soon.
Well, remember, they had 2 defensive touchdowns in that win against Louisville. That is a catch and a gain of about 3, maybe 4 out of the backfield by Johnson, and a timeout going to be spent. With 50 seconds remaining here in the half, Eckhaus has been, by and large, outside of the pick. He's been very good. He's run it well, thrown it well. Coming up next, Lafayette heads to Corvallis to take on Oregon State. CW football Saturday late night. Lafayette versus Oregon State coming up next only on the CW. We've got a full slate of sports today on the CW. A lot of Washington State fans have made the trip. I mean, look, if you're going to come all the way from Washington, you know, you go to Monticello, right? You do the whole UVA, Charlottesville surrounding area thing. It's a great place to come visit. Beautiful, beautiful area. All right, 2nd down and 7 now for the Cougars. It'll bring up a 3rd down, and they'll probably spend another timeout here. Yep.
Second charge timeout to Virginia, 30 seconds.
So let's bring you up to date on the standings in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Georgia Tech won earlier today at Duke. Virginia's unbeaten. SMU wins today as well at Clemson. Duke suffers its first loss. Louisville has a loss.
I'm just going to cross this out because my guys are just getting beat up.
Yeah, no kidding.
It is tough over there in Chestnut Hill right now. Oh, man, oh, man.
And Miami, of course, ranked number 2 in the country, lost last night at home to Louisville. And speaking of SMU, not lost a single game since joining the ACC. And we'll have them. That's going to be a good game next week now at Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a vastly improved team. That'll be at high noon Eastern time. All right, 3rd down and 6. 48 seconds until halftime. Eckhaus rolling, going to take it himself. Boy, he got lit up right at the 20-yard line by Cam Robinson. Listen to this hit.
He's adjusting his helmet.
And the question is, will they go for it or kick it? Oh, boy.
Love it when the pads are clicking like that. But yeah, go get the points. Don't mess around.
They're going to go ahead and kick the field goal. First miss all year long was last week in Ole Miss for Stevens. Missed a 54-yarder. This one from 37. He's hit from 49 this year. And that one right down the middle with more than enough distance. So 35 seconds left, and Jimmy Rogers in his first year at Washington State nearly pulled off the shocker a week ago against Ole Miss, ranked 4th in the country, and his team with a 10-point lead tonight at number 18 Virginia.
Yeah, they've been playing sound, disciplined football. I know it sounds cliche, but that's exactly what they've been doing. They've been tackling well. They've been blocking well. I was talking to Coach Bobbitt, the defense coordinator down there for Washington State, and I was like, football is just blocking and tackling. It's who can block the best and who can tackle the best. And so far this game, it's been Washington State trying to do their best to limit explosive plays in the ground game and also run after catch. And then they've been moving the Cavaliers defensive line off the football.
11 plays, 62 yards, chewing up nearly 4.5 minutes there, leading to the field goal. And remember, Washington State will get the ball to begin the second half. We're talking about the new Pac-12, which begins play next year. CW will be a part of that next year. We're looking forward to it. Boise State coming on board.
Texas State. If your school ends in state, you got a chance.
That's exactly right. The way Penn State's going, they might join up.
Oh, Tommy.
That was a shot. That was a shot.
You Ohio people.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Chandler Morris was injured the last time we saw him. Comes out on first down, pitch and catch up to the 30-yard line to his running back, Jamari Taylor. Now they have a field goal kicker in Bettridge whose long is 46, and Virginia has one timeout left. Empty backfield. They look like they're going to put it up. Yep, down the middle of the field. Oh, my goodness. Oh, mercy. And a flag comes in. Huge hit delivered by Parker McKenna on Cam Ross. Ross had his helmet knocked off, and oh, boy, he is shaken up. That was a wicked hit. The question is, was it targeting by Parker McKenna? You be the judge.
It comes over the middle, and I mean, that looks like a clean hit to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure there was contact in the shoulder.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. Personal foul. Targeting. Defense number 44. That play is under further review.
Look at McKenna. Not only the hit, he's trying to rip the football out of there.
Well, that's what I've been seeing and, you know, hearing like the extra stuff's been going on. Like Washington State came in here trying to send a message. But I tell you what, that right there could have possibly woken up the beast in UVA.
McKenna transfer from Portland State, leads his team in tackles. I mean, you start with the crown of the helmet. Did he lead with the crown of the helmet? Defenseless player. I think we could all agree on that. I'm not sure that was leading with the crown of the helmet. That was just a big hit. And by the way, it was ruled an incomplete pass. So Riley Johnson, our referee, and the judiciary will pass along the decision here in a moment.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting. It's an incomplete pass. Third down.
Tommy, I'm telling you right now, Washington State is sending a message, okay? Sending a message. Coach Rogers has these guys turned up.
Boy, he really
ready to go. I'm telling you.
They found their guy in Rogers. I don't think there's any denying that. Whether they win tonight or don't win tonight. They have 75 new players on this team, and a whole pile of them came with him from South Dakota State. And they are taking it to the Cavaliers. Able to get out of bounds, stopping the clock with 18 seconds left is Courtney. They still have quite a ways to go to even think about a field goal try. And it's 4th down, and you're going to have to go ahead and punt. So his coach saying, man, you got to understand where you are. He's going to pull him aside and say, look, you got to get a first down. You can read his lips.
Yeah, he's like, get off field.
You got to turn up the field and then get out of bounds. Courtney, the sophomore, out of Manassas, Virginia. Oh, they came after that one and might get a roughing the kicker. No flag. I mean, they brought the house right there trying to steal one here at the end of that. I tell you, you hit the nail on the head. This is all about attitude here tonight by Washington State, man.
Listen, they burn their ships. Listen, the punter, unfortunately, Sparks did not sell it enough. Sparks jumped over the guys that were going to hit him.
51-yard boot. Sparks has had a good night punting the ball. Unfortunately for UVA, he's been punting it far too much tonight. Their offense has been just completely shut down. Were it not for an interception which led to a touchdown, Virginia's offense virtually non-existent in this game. A total of 4 first downs. So the Cougars a 10-point lead at halftime. 17-7 after the break. It's back to the CW football studio.
The drive and put some points on the board, so it should be a good one. I'm ready for it.
All right, here we go. That went through the back of the end zone. So Washington State gave you the numbers on offense. 113 rushing yards, averaging over 5 yards per carry against the Cavaliers. And some of the numbers. Eckhaus has thrown a touchdown. He's run one in, also thrown a pick. And Meredith, a huge factor in that opening half.
I know it says 33 yards for Voorhees, but he's moving the chains. He's moving the football up the field. So those 33 yards are way more effective than when it shows.
Yeah, and the entire running game as a whole. They've mixed in, a whole lot of Pula-Lossing, a little bit of Angel Johnson. So they've run it well when they've run it. They're going to give it to Voorhees to begin the second half. And a nice play coming up to make the stop there. Delivered by the linebacker, James Jackson.
But even that should have been a tackle for loss. He was able to still keep his body moving and gain the yard. And that's the thing, too. When Wes talked to Coach Rogers, he really highlighted that they're tackling well. That was an issue for them all season. They're negating the run after catch. And they're also blocking well, hence why their time of possession is 20 minutes and they have all those rushing yards.
Called a gain of yards, 2nd down and 9. They're going to run it again. This time they do get the tackle for a loss. You have their main man back there, Mitchell Melton, the transfer from Ohio State.
Yeah, Mitchell just splits between the tight end and the tackle. They always say you got to stop blocking these defensive ends with tight ends.
Cougars 2 of 5 on 3rd down. Crowd in it for the first time since very early on tonight. Cavaliers show blitz, drop back, 4-man rush. Freeman to catch, but only a gain of 4, and so it's a 3 and out. So that's a good start defensively for James Rudzinski's defense.
Yeah, again, you see a big stunt there with the defensive line, and just a good stop there, big hit. This is what they need. They need to start fast on defense. Get off the field now. Get the offense on there, and let's get moving. Get some points on the board.
Punting from his own 15 is Ryan Harris. And Cam Ross waiting on the punt, and it's a good one. Fair catch. Then had to fall forward right at the 25. 45-yard boot. So how healthy? We're starting to wonder about Chandler Morris. Very quiet first half.
For everyone.
For everyone. You're right.
Everyone there. Yeah, again, only 4 first downs.
And remember now, you know, the Cavaliers had 43 rushing yards. Almost half that total came on the touchdown run by Ross. In essence, was a jet sweep. So Jamari Taylor in the backfield. And Virginia's first play of the second half. And that'll be a gain of 2, maybe 3 by Taylor on first down.
Yeah, this offense, they play complementary football, and Jahmal Taylor has been a huge factor for them on the ground. And the fact that he has not been able to get started, there's nothing in the passing game right now. So far, Washington State has been doing a good job knocking the run out so they can't throw the football down the field.
Fake it to Taylor. Morris to a wide open receiver and shoved out of bounds has been Edrine. Jahmal Edrine has been the only factor in the pass game by and large tonight. Gain of 37.
They've been working the wide screen where he wants to throw it in the outside right now. So you're going to see them, once they get going, he's going to roll out. He's going to fake the block, and then he's going to go down the field. And so it's a great job by the offense on that play.
Taylor, a good run on first down, picks up 6, maybe 7. They're going to spot it, I think, inside the 30, where he initially took the hit all the way down to the 28-yard line. So that's a gain of 8 on first down, and Virginia in hurry-up mode for the first time tonight. Taylor bottled up in the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 2, and won't get to first down yardage. So a 3rd down coming up for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, speaking of Coach Des Kitchens, the offensive coordinator yesterday, he mentioned how they're going to change the tempo, change personnel. So now you're going to see it. Hey, let's go a little bit fast. Let's go faster to try to catch Washington State on their toes.
Clock rolling down to 11-11 here in the 3rd quarter. Third down and less than a yard. He didn't get it by much, but he got it. That'll move the sticks. Taylor, first down, Virginia.
So this is what they need a drive like this to be in control, get first downs, get in the red zone, and come away with something.
Bunch formation. And on first down, Morris fakes it one way, rolls the other, looking down close to the end zone, and an eye on his tight end, Sage Ennis. But well defended back there by Tucker Large, who plays mighty large for a guy that's 5'11", 188. Large transferred over from South Dakota State. First team All-American there for South Dakota State last year. Reeder also back there in coverage. There were a couple of defenders back there.
Yeah, Reeder did a nice job staying on the top shoulder, making it a tough throw for the quarterback.
Penalty flag comes in. And that's Francel coming up to make the hit. First time we've called the name Harrison Whaley. Transfer senior back out of Wyoming. But again, a penalty flag on the play.
Personal foul, tripping, offense number 77. 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's Noah Josie, the left guard. Well, you don't see that frequently called, do you? Let's watch him. 77.
You're going to see right here, he's going to get called for tripping. Oh, yeah, he definitely whipped the leg up right there.
Yeah, I mean, a crowd booing to come on. I mean, the fans can be fans in the hometown turf.
They don't have the all 22 that we have. They don't have the Will Blackman telestrator.
That's right. Well, Virginia 2 first downs on this drive. They had 1 first down in the entire 2nd quarter. So they get some of the yardage back on a 2nd and 25. So now it'll bring up 3rd and 15 need to get to the 15-yard line for a first down. And that's right on the cutting edge, too, to think about a field goal, according to Tony Elliott, for his kicker, Will Bettridge, whose season long is 46. It would be roughly that without any further yardage picked up on his third down. And they didn't pick up any further yards on the play, maybe 1 yard. That is outstanding defense.
Yeah, that is just incredible. They are staying home, playing their assignments, not falling for anything, and again, tackling. They are holding on and letting their teammates rally to get these guys on the ground.
Okay, so this would be a season long. This is from 47. He is hit from 46. He was killing it in pregame today, for whatever that means. Good snap, good hold, and he hammered it.
Oh
boy, just got over. How about that? Bettridge, a season best.
I hung out last night with my buddy Chris Long.
Another great one here at UVA. Played the NFL a long time, man. All right, so Virginia got a 3 and out on defense to begin this second half. Okay, check. They get the ball back, show some signs of life on offense for the first time really since their only touchdown of the game. Turns into a field goal.
That was the important part, though, is that they actually walked away with something, and it just wasn't a dead drive. But, man, Washington State stood tough on defense.
Of course, that penalty killed him, too.
Absolutely.
The tripping. All right, first down. Across the middle and off target with an eye on Jeremiah Noga, the transfer from Oregon State. Second down and 10.
Look, I don't blame him. It's been dangerous across the middle lately.
No kidding.
Guys on both sides been getting laid out.
Yeah, they have. They've been some hard hitting down there. Of course, we're jealous of West down there. I mean, he's right there, right in the middle of all of it.
He's ringside, man. He's living it up.
Yeah, I'm enjoying watching the action down here, man. Good physical football. Those big hits, I call them 90s football.
Quarterback, keeper, and he just lowers his shoulder and trying to get the first down. Appears to be just short. It'll bring up third down, and let's see where they mark it. Right at the 39. Third down and a yard. At the 34, third down and a yard. So, you know, old Uncle Mo, you know Uncle Mo, right? Uncle Mo Menem.
Uncle Mo is waking up a little bit. He's twitching in his sleep right now.
I know the feeling. All right, third down and a yard. And I think Uncle Mo might send this crowd into, it depends on the spot. The initial hit was right at the point of the first down, and I mean to tell you, they are putting the ball down, and it looks like the nose of the football is good enough, and it is for a first down.
Yeah, they met right at the Great Wall and just enough. It was a great hit. This is a great tackle in this game today.
All right, so it is a first down. They're not even going to take a look at it. Fake the handoff. Eckhaus lost, and it's the same name we've called all night long. And I mean all night long is Meredith. He's closing in on a 100-yard receiving night. He had 73 coming into this half and a 39-yard reception. He is well over 100 yards now.
Yeah, that deep over route is one of the more difficult routes to cover. He does an awesome job stemming inside, getting leverage and winning, and then speeding away from him. And again, watching Zevi Eckhaus, just there's a bunch of chaos around him, but he is so calm That just shows you the experience. He's played a lot of football over the years, and he's putting it on display right now.
So it is a 27-yard catch. Ball is loose. And who got it? I mean, a whole pile of guys were around it after the catch was made by Lulalasi. And who got on top of that football?
The ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass.
Oh, boy.
7 down.
Oh, boy, we'll have to take a look at this. Anyway, Washington State covered up the ball. So,
I mean, he catch and tucks. Could be incomplete.
you have to make what, a football move, they call it, right?
Which is crazy, because I'm like, catching is a football move.
He had not made a step forward yet in the process of tucking it away. So
I'll tell you what, though, they went with a full house formation, which I haven't seen since 1930s.
Trips to the top. Eckhaus got it down at the line of scrimmage. And that looked like James Jackson got a hand on it. So a 3rd down and 10.
I say, Reed, if you can't get there, get your hands up and bat it down. James Jackson, 6'3".
Well, what a career he has had at Virginia. Jackson, 4-year starter, 47th career game, 33rd career start. Need to get to the 30 to convert. And right there, and there he is, and officially over 100 yards on the night. Receiving yards on the night is Joshua Meredith. His best game was 88 yards on the year. Are they saying he stepped out of bounds? He stretched the ball over, and they're saying he's about a foot short. So that is not a 1st down. It's 4th down. 7 catches, 108 yards, and a touchdown for Meredith. But a very important 4th, and naturally they're going for it. And he has enough for a 1st half. Man, he's a powerful dude.
I mean, he's so physical, it's crazy.
He goes 5'11", 208. He's from Tampa, Florida.
You just watch, he just balls up and just keeps churning his legs to get that 1st down.
Holding on to that ball, guys trying to rip that thing out of there. I mean, he committed originally to play for this guy, Jimmy Rogers, out of high school at South Dakota State. He was a Missouri Valley All-Newcomer of the Year award last year. Rushed for almost 600 yards. And now here he is in Washington State. Eckhaus lost a yard. Melton applying the initial pressure. And K-Mac, the transfer from UNLV, I think was able to finish him off. Trying to answer that field goal by Virginia. At the very minimum is Washington State. 2nd and 11. Quarterback design run. Did not fool anybody. 3rd down and long.
Yeah, now in this situation, they're just trying to steal yards. They feel comfortable where they are in this situation. Obviously, the main thing is to try to score a touchdown, but they feel comfortable just coming away with some kind of point. So let's protect the football. Let's keep getting yards. Maybe run a play to the left to try to get it more midfield for our kicker. Or maybe you just say, forget it, and we're just going to take a shot to the end zone.
All right, 3rd down and 9.
You got Josh Meredith in the slot. He came off for the play prior, probably to get a break to come in for this play.
Protection breaks down out of the backfield. They dump it off. And that's good. Open field tackling right there. Initially, it looked like Jackson was the one who was with him and wrapped him up, and then once he got away, the rest of the group came along behind him. So this will be a 43-yard field goal try. Season long for Stevens is 49. His only miss all year long was from beyond 50 last week. Guy's a good kicker. Excellent kicker. So the teams have traded field goals here in the second half. They do not have Ross back there returning this kick. Doesn't matter anyway. It's booted through the back of the end zone. They had Jamari Taylor back there. Virginia with the ball when we come back.
And Will can attest nothing like a Tuesday practice in helmets.
First down, Chandler Morris skipped that one. And we thought that, we wondered a minute ago about Cam Ross. You may remember he took that big shot in the first half that was originally ruled targeting. It was overturned on replay. But Ross is standing on the sideline with a towel draped over his head, which makes you wonder, will we see him back in the game as Xavier Brown checks into the backfield. And Brown up to the 30. And there's Ross. I mean, he is such a huge weapon in this Virginia offense.
Yeah, he's definitely their spark plug.
Right.
Yeah, towel on the head usually just not a great sign.
Yeah. I mean, he took a big hit. Didn't look like it was a hit to the head, but that doesn't mean that, when he came down on the ground, maybe he hit his head. Third down and 5. Morris puts it up deep and overthrows his intended target, Trell Harris. So it is a 3 and out for Virginia.
I'm going to tell you right now, Colby Humphrey has unbelievable speed. He was in trail, and he climbed to the top shoulder on the deep route and almost picked that off. That is crazy. The scouts watching that are going to lose their mind. That was unbelievable.
So here's another guy. He's bounced around in his college career, Northern Arizona, South Dakota State, under Coach Rogers a year ago, and now playing at Washington State and getting it done. Fielded at the 19-yard line by Freeman and brought back up to the 24, so a 5-yard return. And an injured Cavalier down on the field. Hard to tell from here with everybody around him, and that looks like Xavier Brown, their running back, who also contributes on special teams. I'll remind you, coming up next Saturday while they check on Brown, pressure is on. Stakes couldn't be higher. The NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs roar into Martinsville Speedway. 4 drivers will punch their ticket to the championship finale. Next Saturday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on the CW. And Brown is grabbing his left leg.
Okay.
When you see a guy just make a step.
Yeah, when you see a non-contact, and fortunately I dealt with a non-contact injury my 4th year in the NFL.
You had a serious knee injury.
Serious, yeah. And, and hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Brown is in his 4th year, but he would have another year of eligibility left. He came in 22, played quite a bit his first year, and then he missed all of 23 with an injury. Came back last year to run for nearly 500 yards and having a good year this year. Oh, he prays all right. Nothing too serious. Meanwhile, there's 1:20 left in this game, in this 3rd quarter. And Virginia is trailing by 10 after back-to-back unbelievably emotional wins. A double overtime here against Florida State, overtime on the road to beat Louisville, and now all of a sudden, you know, you're ranked in the top 20. You got a bye week to rest some guys up, and so far the other team has just outplayed you, and there's no other way to describe it. As Neal makes a catch, took a big hit from Devin Neal Jr. Leads his team in tackles.
Yeah, Coach Elliott, he talked about it's not so much about chasing success, it's about how do we manage success, how do we handle it, right? We had those great wins over those 2 opponents you just mentioned, and then, you know, sometimes guys may be feeling themselves, guys may not show up on time, guys might do certain things, but how do we manage it? How do we continue to stay on course of what we have done that got us here? And then also over the bye week, you know, how do you reset there?
A couple of missed tackles there, and Angel Johnson will be short of the first down by a yard, and a late flag comes in from right in front of the Virginia bench, and this is going to be against UVA. Looks like a face mask penalty. Yep, right there.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Defense. 15-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Yeah, Angel's so quick, you got to grab something, get him down. So guys are just finding a way.
Angel Johnson, yet another transfer from South Dakota State. I mean, they're all over the place coming with their head coach.
But just talking with Coach Rogers, you can just tell those guys are bought in to what he's doing, to his program, to what he's accomplishing. Clearly he had the track record at South Dakota State in doing that and then bringing those guys over with him.
Won the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year, his first ever season as a head coach in college football, and won a national championship. That ain't bad. They got beat in the semifinals of the playoffs last year. First down, just short of midfield. Voorhees checks back in, and he'll get the ball and lunge forward for a gain of 3 on first down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. I mean, Rogers has brought his team cross-country for a second. State was ranked number 8. Of course, Florida State has tumbled from the top 25 rankings. That was the first of what would be 3 straight losses for the Seminoles. As we begin the 4th quarter here in Charlottesville. And, man, these 15 minutes, there's no telling, you know, looking out 5-6 weeks from now, but you know, Tony Elliott has not been shy about saying to his team, Charlotte is where we want to get for the ACC championship game. A loss here tonight, not a conference loss, but a loss here tonight certainly slows their momentum. They would still be tied atop the lead in the conference, even if they lost, obviously, this game tonight.
All right, big 3rd down here for Washington State. Got to go to your guy, Meredith.
Yeah, he's been the man, over 100 receiving yards. Instead of crossing pattern that will force Lewis. I think that was Robinson who picked him up and threw him to the deck. That was Landon Wright is making the reception, and then Cam.
Here's a little Uncle Mo for you right here, Tommy.
He got it.
This is what you do. I'm telling you, this could be a game changer for them. That's how you get off the field.
Yeah, fans fired up. Robinson, a 2-time All-ACC performer at middle linebacker.
It's different, man. This is a physical game. Yes, get turned up.
Now the punt. Jaden Thomas.
Oh, nice hit.
Lets it bounce, and it's down inside the 5-yard line. Tell you what, Harris has had a good night tonight.
Okay.
I'm with you. All right, first down for the Wahoos inside their own 5. That's a nice play to get it started by Jamari Taylor. But that's close to the 10.
But that's a great burst and run there. But I'll tell you what, Washington State is stopping it. Like, no extra yards, no more after that. Hits after contact. They're doing a good job just tackling all game long.
It has been such a quiet night for this Virginia offense. Only 122 passing yards in a game. There's another really good tackle right there on Taylor, made by Parker McKenna. He was the one who laid the big hit on Ross earlier in the game that apparently has knocked him out of this game. 5 3-and-outs tonight, spanning roughly a minute. 3 of their last 4 drives have been 3-and-out. The only other one was it turned into a field goal to begin this second half.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is an offense that's been putting up 40 points.
Yeah.
Only gone to 10. Eliminating the explosives. That's what Washington State has been doing all game.
It's a huge third down for Virginia, and they're going to run the ball on third down. And that is a first down run by Jamari Taylor up to the 19-yard line. A lot of the fans have pulled the plug on this one. They had a really big crowd, still a good crowd. But surprisingly, been a long time since Virginia's been ranked. And now Chandler Morris all day to throw. Fires off balance, and somehow, some way, there were about 9 guys around that ball. And Edrine was the one who came away with it. First down, Virginia.
Yeah, Edrine looked like he was going up for an alley-oop. He's like, Terrell, get out of the way.
That's right.
This is mine.
19-yard gain. It looked like the Washington State defender jumped a little too early there.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to pick it off, but
it was Colby Humphrey. All right, first down, Wahoos at the 36. Lofted and caught once again by Edrine. Boy, he's having a really good night. He has been one bright spot, really the only bright spot in this game.
Yeah, they ran this play earlier where he would fake the block and then release upfield.
The 12-yard gain. He has 5 catches for exactly 100 yards in the game. Guy that transferred over from Purdue after a good year with the Boilermakers a year ago. Harrison Whaley into the open field and shot down inside the 30. So Virginia on the move. And they're hurrying up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you can see on this whole left side of your screen. Oh, you saw someone get suplexed on the outside there.
They're going to give it to him again. And he slips inside the 25.
Yeah, but this is good. You still got plenty of time. Still 10 minutes on the clock, which is forever. Get back to being balanced because you just want to come down here and you don't want to come away with 3. You need 7 here.
10 to go. Washington State with a 10-point lead. Fake pitch. Morris down the middle. And it's caught by the tight end, Sage, and it's first and goal for Virginia. 24-yard gain, and they're hurrying up there again. Trying to get into the end zone. And Whaley for the touchdown. What a drive that was. That's 97 yards, and I mean right now on that UVA drive. Nine plays, spanning the 97 yards, and a little better than 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's complimentary football at its finest. I mentioned at the break. If they can get the run game going, the pass game gets going too.
All right, the question is now, can the Virginia defense stand tall? All of a sudden, a ball game in Charlottesville.
Now, the Tide, they're rolling up 23-7 at the half.
Yeah, after a hiccup for Alabama, appearing to be back on top of its game again. Next Saturday, top teams in the league go head-to-head for the ultimate prize and a season's worth of bragging rights. The PBR Camping World Team Series Championship from Las Vegas. Saturday, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, only on the CW. That drive spanning 97 yards. That's the third drive this year by Virginia. Between 90 and 99 yards. They've had 4 between 80 and 89. They've had 13 drives between 70 and 79 yards. So they've had 20 of their 31 touchdown drives this year have been 70 yards or more.
They must have heard me because I said this offense is usually explosive out here. They're like, we got you, Will.
Well, now the defense. Voorhees looks for running room and is only able to get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. We're closing in on 9.5 to go. The 18th ranked team in the country trailing at home to Washington State, who's had to virtually travel across the entire country in back-to-back weeks. Last week losing by only 3 at number 4 Ole Miss. Tonight leading by 3 at Virginia.
And although they have the lead, the pressure is on them right now to convert.
And the flag is down.
False start. Offense. Number 66. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
AJ by Pulu.
Again, at the end, you can't have these late game mistakes in a game like this versus a ranked opponent in their house.
2nd down and 15. That was a mess from the get-go. The quarterback and Voorhees looking at each other.
Offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty.
That's a right guard again. Back-to-back penalties by him.
Again, the pressure is on Washington State right here. You see all these costly penalties. Pressure's on, crowds get into it.
And the fans that have stayed, and it's a majority, they are making a lot of noise. Voorhees in motion. Eckhaus looks across the middle. Catch is made up to
Yeah, there was a
24.
crazy hold.
Yep. And another flag.
Speaking of homecomings, there's your homecomings dance right there. Speaking of homecomings, my son's actually at homecoming right now.
That is 3 straight plays and penalties on AJ Vaipulu. False start, now a hold. They had the ball moments ago at the 25-yard line. Now they're just outside the 5. 2nd and 27. Try to get a little bit back on the ground to Voorhees. He's up to the 15. Brings up 3rd down and forever. 3rd and 20.
Yeah, this place woke up.
Yes, it did.
The crowd's into it. 3-6 Mafia blasting through the speakers.
Sensing another thriller here in Charlottesville. Eckhaus steps up, lets it fly, and intercepted. Prevard is dropped. There is a flag down. Flag is at the 22-yard line. That's a third interception.
An interception. And during the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block by the return team, number 23. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Virginia football, first down.
That penalty is against Jacob Holmes. That ball would have been inside the 15-yard line, but that block right there by Jacob Holmes, a backup defensive tackle. And man, you go from having the ball, well, inside the 20 anyway, all the way out to, I think it'll be right around the 35. Yeah, right at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, you see Coach Elliott talk to James Jackson throughout the game, the defensive leader, pretty much telling him to, get his guys together, let him know the situations.
All right, so now Virginia prime time field position even with the penalty. Taylor in the backfield, and they're going to have a design quarterback run for Morris, who slides down a late ship, but no flag. Morris wanted one. That's a good pickup on first down for Chandler Morris.
The whole city of Charlottesville wanted one.
Yeah. And coming off the playing field is Jamari Taylor. Xavier Brown has already been hurt in this game, so Harrison Whaley got most of the snaps and had some good snaps. Couple of good runs, including a touchdown run on their last drive. And they pitch it to him, cuts it back to the inside. And is that ball loose? I think he coughed up the football. And it appears to be a bunch of guys still wrestling for that thing at the bottom. Boy, this is a huge call in this game. Still no signal given yet. We're waiting and waiting for the officials to tell us who has the ball.
Looks like he gave a third down signal.
Yep, apparently Virginia has it. Look at that. Punched right out of there.
Kel Reeder will get his hands in there.
Whole bunch of guys diving on that ball.
It looks like Jack Whitmer jumped on it.
Yep, right tackle. So it'll bring up third down and a yard. So right now, they are well within the range of their field goal kick, or right at the cutting edge. Jamari Taylor has checked back in. Third down and a yard, and he takes the direct snap. And he's able to get enough for a first down. Pyle will push him close to the 20. So Taylor checks back in and converts on 3rd and 1. See Tony Elliott looking up at that clock. Washington State has 2 timeouts left. Virginia has 3. Clock continues to run. Chandler Morris takes his time. 15 on that play clock. Taylor. Stopped right in his tracks.
Yeah, Tucker Large came in and filled that gap immediately.
4:45 to go. Virginia ranked number 18 in the country. Coming back home for the first time since that extraordinary win, double overtime against Florida State that really put them on the map around the country this year. Then went on the road, beat Louisville in overtime. Louisville told you what they're all about last night, beating Miami in Miami. Here's the quarterback, Morris, dragged down inside the 15. We'll see where they spot this. This could bring up another third down and a yard. Yep.
Oh my goodness, that sounded like Otani hitting the baseball last night. That's what it sounded like. Oh my gosh.
Des Kitchings, a 47-year-old native of Columbia, South Carolina. Came along with Tony Elliott in 2022 when he left the Atlanta Falcons. He was their running backs coach for a year. Taylor took the direct snap the last time on a 3rd and a yard. They'll get the handoff this time and is dropped for a loss. Well, now you have to kick the field goal. I mean, there's no way in a 3-point game that you're going to go for it on 4th down.
Again, perfectly timed up blitz and watch him fill the gap. Yeah,
Sullivan Schlemkin was the one who blew that whole thing up. All right, this will be a 35-yard field goal try. Call it 34. Bettridge puts a foot on it and has tied the game. So Virginia has stormed back from 10 down. Had a 97-yard drive. Now take advantage of an interception to come away with a game-tying field goal. The Jimmy Rogers team has 2 timeouts left. The 2-minute timeout stoppage. And 2:55 on the clock. These are the games we were talking about. I mean, 1-possession games. They lost to NC State again, which was a non-conference game. And then
Yes.
over, I mean, I just shake my head every time I see it. I understand why they did it, but, you know.
Well, fortunately, Virginia has experience in these close games. You saw in that last drive, they snapped it around the 8-second mark to try to burn some clock. Using the 4-minute offense, able to get away 3 points. But still, plenty of time tied up.
All right, so here we go. Was a fair catch called for? I guess it was. Okay. So,
Number 9 signaled for a fair
number
catch.
9, the one.
However, number 10 caught the ball.
They're going to put the ball at the 1-yard line. That's right. Oh, wow. That's right. That, yeah, I mean, you talk about a horrible mistake here. Oh, boy. That was Kirby Voorhees who made that call. I mean to tell you, they had 3 penalties in a row on their last drive.
One individual.
By the same player, the right guard. And now this. Holy mackerel. From your own 1-yard line. Play clock down to 4, 3. They're going to throw it out of the end zone and bat it down. Fisher K-Mac.
Yeah, you know, if you're backed up, there's a pass situation, you want to get it quick. Big back down right there. Those mitts.
K-Mac, a good player last couple of years at UNLV.
K-Mac is 6'7", okay? You're not getting the football over it.
This is another false start by Washington State.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 67. Cover is half the distance to the goal line.
That is Johnny Lester.
If he says 66, I was
Yeah. It felt bad for the kid.
Yeah, no question.
I mean, they have just completely come unwound here in the last handful of minutes of this game.
Yeah, 3.5 quarters. Been playing sound, disciplined, smart football, but now just definitely shoot themselves in the foot.
Eckhaus rolling, looking down the field, and I mean, down the field is all of a 2-yard gain, if that. I'm not even sure he was ready for the snap or even expecting the snap. No, look at that, hit him right in the chest.
That football looked like it was tipped as well as he threw it.
Third down and 11. They may not get the play in time. No, they got to call a timeout. I mean, they're down in that end of the stadium with the fans right on top of it. Well, if you believe in magic, Friday, aspiring magicians attempt to fool the world-famous team of Penn and Teller with a right to perform on stage in Las Vegas. New episode of Penn and Teller, Fridays, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on the CW. It is rocking here in Charlottesville. It has been a long time since Virginia has won 5 consecutive football games. You've got to go all the way back to 2007. Oh, and by the way, if Virginia should win this game, they'd be bowl eligible for the first time under Tony Elliott.
It's pretty wild.
You got to come up with a third down stop here.
That's wrong, Tommy. They got this football at 2:55. They only used 9 seconds on the clock.
And have gone back. Virginia's defense has stepped up here in the fourth. Look at running. Just barely not a safety. I think he just did get the tip of the football on it. Oh, they call it a safety. It looked like.
Yeah, 'cause he knocked that run out quick.
Yeah. Wow.
You can see them come through right there. Just tell him to cut the fat off the edge.
Oh, it's because the ball came loose. That's a reason it's a safety. Voorhees, his body had crossed the goal line, but the ball came out and never got out of the end zone. Watch this. Watch the ball. The ball never crosses the goal line. It gets knocked out.
And his knee hit first as well. Yeah, Cam Robinson did an awesome job. He came off the edge and really came right down the line flat. He was able to make that big play.
Mike Mothershed, is that the way you see it, safety?
You know, Tom, that's exactly the way that I see it. You have to get that ball out of the end zone, and that's the entire ball. They didn't. I agree with the safety.
Okay. Thank you, Michael Mothershed, from back in our studio. So 2 points for the Wahoos. And, of course, Virginia will get the ball back. It's tough to tell first whether the ball came down and like Michael Mothershed said, the entire ball has to get, or whether his knee hit first, or was the ball already loose when his knee did come down. It all adds up to a safety.
But what a play, right? The tackle, hand on the football.
Yep. Cameron Courtney standing back. This will be kicked from the 20-yard line. So Washington State has 1 timeout left. You have the 2-minute timeout in addition to that. In hopes of the stop and getting the ball back one more time.
And Virginia has been moving the football with no problem.
Flag comes in. As the return is a good one. Up to the 45-yard line by Taylor. But this is going against Virginia, so the ball will come back.
During return, holding by the return team, number 85. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Take a look at our progressive player of the game.
We got Cam, the man, Robinson, first safety since 2021. I mean, that is an outstanding play. That is a big-time play to tackle and get your hand on the football, keeping it in the end zone.
Play of the game sponsored by Progressive. Get coverage you can count on with home and auto at progressive.com. All right, first down for Virginia. Taylor with the football. Wrapped up by Reeder after a gain of 3, almost 4. Clock ticking. And is Washington State going to use that timeout now? Yes, the Cougars will use their final timeout. So it was the other deep man standing to his right, Voorhees, who called for it. Second down run by Taylor. Gets him up to the 37-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 3. But we won't have that play until we get beyond the 2-minute timeout. So a huge 3rd down. Biggest play of the game so far, really. If you stop them for Washington State, you get the ball back. If Virginia gets a first down, it's game over. Stay tuned for the final 2-cent cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. 3rd down, biggest play of the night. And Taylor with a first down that could put this one on ice.
That looks like that may do it. There's been a lot of chirping back and forth all day long. Looks like Virginia may get the last laugh here.
Oh boy, they're taking a big deep breath. That clock just tick, 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 and there's nothing Washington State can do about it. So the Cavaliers of Virginia going to make it 5 straight wins. First time that's happened since Tony Elliott has taken over. It's the first time a Virginia team, period, has won 5 in a row since 2007. If you can believe that. And now they are bowl eligible.
Yeah, we talked about them being battle tested all year, and it prepared them for a game like this. We knew Washington State was going to come in here and give them everything they had, especially based off their loss to Ole Miss, almost winning that one.
Yeah. Virginia won the 4th quarter. It's not over yet. And now it is. Virginia won the 4th quarter of this game, 12-0. And I mean, if you're Jimmy Rogers, you got to run one more play here. There's a 1-second differential. That's where Morris has got to have a little bit more. He's just going to go ahead and get up underneath it and do it again. But I mean, back-to-back weeks for Washington State. 3-point loss at Ole Miss, 2-point loss, and yes, they give him a shower, and why not? 5-game win streak, first 6-1 start, first time since 2007, first time they're going to a bowl game at the minimum. But they're thinking Will Blackman about getting to Charlotte and playing for an ACC championship.
That's why he didn't look too happy about that shower. He was like, this is not our goal. It's Charlotte.